This is basically a riser. This is a U-channel leftover that I had. Somebody gave it to me. I'm making a riser above this rotor, Dodge rotor out of Dodge truck. Got plenty of these lying around because I always work on Dodges. And I'm going to weld this up. Now the gap is a little bit too big because I rushed. I'm going to bolt this to the bottom of this, okay, with 4 bolts, maybe 6, it depends, right? And then I'm going to weld it to my bottom of my plate here, my 1/2-inch plate, which I've already started cutting it because I want it top to be round. But I don't think my cut 50 is strong enough to cut a 1/2 inch, so I've been cutting it with my Vise wheel and then hitting it with the cut 50. I'll get it eventually. The reason we're doing it this way is because I don't trust the cast iron over here. I'm going to be hitting this thing really hard. You know, it's going to hold that vise. So I want to make sure that when I hit it, it's not going to fracture or anything. Bolted is going to be really strong. And I just be able to put something under, like on a hand truck, and I can move it around anywhere I want on the property if I need it. And that guy's pretty heavy. It's like 60, 70 pounds, that vise, so you don't want to carry it around. So I'm going to weld those big gaps. Use 220. Use my Eastwood, make 250. And I'm going to use 023 wire because I'm too lazy to change it. But yeah, the gaps aren't going to be a problem at all. Go around and tack it up. Get it to where I want it. Doesn't need to be 100% perfect. That's one. Yeah, missed. There's 2. You can see that gap bridges pretty easy. Not a big deal. Now what we'll do is we just continue hitting that gap. If this was thin steel, it'd be the same thing, but you'd be blowing more on and off because you don't want to blow through. So you want to hit it, and you'll get the feel after a while. As it's going to burn through, you stop, you let go, and you jump right back on top of it. Now I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'll weld it up. The main thing here is when you tack up the box, you want it not to rock. See? It's nice and flat. It ain't going to rock. Now when I weld it, it's going to rock a little bit, maybe because the weld bead is there, but I can always grind the weld bead so it rocks a little bit on that side. But this side, no, because this side's nice and flat. And I'll be able to weld that 1/2 inch plate to this, which is actual steel, and bolt this to the actual cast iron. So when I hit it, wham, because I'm going to be hitting it with a big hammer sooner or later on that vise, nothing's going to break, nothing's going to crack. I'm going to use grade 8 bolts. If anything's going to break, it's going to be the damn disc. But here you go. Here's a gap that's looks a lot larger than a 1/4. That one's pretty close to more than a 1/4, and it can be welded pretty easily. Just like I said, you just start the bead and then go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're going to fill that whole thing together. You could put a piece of steel in. You know, like this here. You can put a little piece of steel here like this there and do it that way. Or you can use some welding rod. You can use some flux core welding rod and just put it in there. And bang, weld right in that end. Either way, it don't matter. It's not the space shuttle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's X-raying these welds. this is, you know, like I said, 023 wire. It should be using 035. But like I said, I'm too lazy to go in there and change it. Back and forth, back and forth. Hot enough to weld this, hot enough to melt 1/8 steel, no problem at all. And you see the wind blowing, the gas wet. Which didn't stop me. There you go. Nice little weld, nice and hot. I'm going to do the rest the same way, grind them down so the thing sits flat, and then later on I'll weld it onto this thing. But first, like I said, I want to cut the top round because I want no sharp corners on it, just in case you miss with a hammer. Hitting the sharp corner would cut your damn hand. I'll show you when it's done. As you can see, even the largest gap was easy to bridge. The MiG 250 here, Eastwood, on 220, kicks ass, man. It kicks ass when it welds. Look at that. Look at that nice weld. Look at that one. Look at that, nice and clean, no slag. I'm going to grind them anyway, but this thing's got solid penetration. It's even, look at it, it's not even rocking on there. Still hot, so I've got to wear gloves. I'm going to grind it just to clean it up. But there's plenty of, see, like this side was the side that I was going to hit it hard. That's going to need some grinding, but that's going to be the top. That's the bottom. And that's like just slightly off. That's not too bad. I'll grind it down, paint it. First I'm going to weld the other one on top after I cut the top circular. And we'll continue on with this vise build. Thanks for watching.